Hey everyone, what is going on? So welcome to another meta guide. So the first meta guide of the season. So the Open Great League as well as the Summer Cup Great League Edition begin tomorrow. Yeah, they begin tomorrow. So I'm going to start off with the Open Great League. Now, we did have a lot of move updates, but you're still going to see a lot of the same Pokemon that you saw previously, right? I mean, the meta is meta for a reason. You know, some things got nerfed, some things got improved, but still a lot of the same Pokemon are going to dominate, and that's just the way things are. You're going to still see Registeel and Galarian Stunfisk at the top. It's very difficult to kind of, I guess, flip the meta on its head, so to speak, right? But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into the Open Great League and see what we got going for us. So for the S rank, we do have the Registeel and the Galarian Stunfisk, as I mentioned. We all know how powerful they are. They didn't touch these Pokemon this season, so no reason why they would change. You got the Zap Cannon, super powerful. Focus Blast is really powerful as well. Galarian Stunfisk, you all know it with the Earthquake and Rock Slide. Great Steel type Pokemon to use, of course. Next up, we have a couple fighting types. We have Scrafty and Medicham. Medicham absolutely dominates. Scrafty, really good as well. Going to be doing really well against those Steel types. I think Medicham actually improved this season, believe it or not, because Trevenant was nerfed, and we'll talk about that when we get to Trevenant, but Seed Bomb was nerfed, so it's going to take, well, it was buffed and it was nerfed. It does more damage, I believe, but it also takes longer to get to, which is not really going to help out Trevenant, but it's going to help out Medicham, because Medicham doesn't really have to watch out for the Trevenant as much. You still might see it occasionally, but it's not going to be as relevant. Then we have Swampert, Shadow Swampert, great Mud Boy. We have a couple other Mud Boys that are really good as well, but Swampert, of course, has always been really, really strong. Then we have Pelipper. Pelipper, of course, with that Weather Ball. Wing Attack. Wing Attack was buffed seasons ago, but it's really good. Still really good. Lantern, going to be really solid as well. The Spark variant is really good. The Water Gun variant is really good. It really depends on your playstyle and your team. But both of those moves are really good. Going to be getting to the moves really fast. So Lantern looking really good. Looking to dominate this meta like it did for the past couple of seasons. But still going to be really, really, really strong. No doubt about it, especially, again, since it doesn't really have to watch out for Trevenant. You still might see Trevenant here or there, but it's not going to be super common like it was. I don't think. At least I don't think. I guess we'll see, but I don't think so, because, I mean, it's going to take longer to get to for the Seed Bomb, and that's going to matter, believe it. Believe me. I mean, Trevenant would still dominate Lantern, but it wouldn't dominate some of the other matchups, so that's why I don't think it's going to be as common, but we'll see. So that's going to be the S rank for you. So moving on to the A rank, we have Lickitung. Lickitung, of course, is a great Pokemon with that Lick and Body Slam. Super thick, super tanky. Definitely see it. Bashiodon, another fan favorite. I'm just kidding. But Bashiodon is really good. Yeah, I mean, just a really good Pokemon. You all know Bashiodon. If it gets up against Pokemon that it walls, that's really good. But if you look at the top meta, you got Registeel, Stunfisk, two fighters, you got Swampert. A lot of these Pokemon really dominate Bashiodon, right? So Bashiodon has a lot to watch out for, but I mean, I guess it always did. But if it gets up against the Flyers or something that it just walls, it's going to do really well. Then we have one of the new additions, finally, right? We have Quagsire. So Quagsire is good for multiple reasons. For one, it got Mud Bomb, right? And Mud Bomb is just going to get to the moves that much faster than it would if it was running Earthquake. 2, Mud Bomb was actually buffed, so Mud Bomb is going to be doing more damage. And 3, Trevenant was nerfed, so you're not going to have to watch out for many grass types in this meta. We might see grass types arise, like Venusaur maybe, just because, I mean, a lot of the water types the Mud Boys are going to be gaining a lot of, are going to become really popular, right? So we might see some grass types like the Venusaur, but we'll see. But either way, yep, definitely going to be a really good Pokemon. Shadow Quagsire, I'm interested in using. Definitely going to start the season off with that, no doubt about it. We have Noctowl. Noctowl, still really solid, still really strong. We'll see Noctowl a lot. Wasn't really affected. I mean, I guess because of the nerf to Trevenant, I guess it was affected because it dominates Trevenant, but if you don't see Trevenant as much, it doesn't have that Pokemon to dominate. But it's still really strong. Another Pokemon, we have Whiscash, yet another Mud Boy. Of course, Whiscash, does have that Mud Bomb. It gained power, right? It does more damage. So Whiscash is going to be really good. Quagsire and Whiscash Going to be pretty good this meta. And both of them can hit flying types because Mud Bomb is going to be resisted, but you do have the Stone Edge and Quagsire, and you do have the Blizzard on Wishcash. So keep that in mind. And then moving on to the B rank, we have Machamp or Shadow Machamp. I really like the Shadow version, but yeah, I mean, a really strong fighting type. Double, not a fighting type Pokemon, but it does have fighting type moves like Double Kick. It has Double Kick, and then Payback is really strong. Wild Charge is really strong, whichever move you want, and then of course Body Slam is really spammy. Another Ghost type, probably the best one now. Sableye. I mean, Sableye has always been really good, but Sableye definitely a really strong Pokemon, of course. A great safe swap, I think it is. Yeah, just such a great Pokemon. And then we have Altaria. So Altaria, yet another good flying type, but it's also a dragon type, and I mean, that Dragon Breath damage, super oppressive. I think it's going to be really good. Yeah, I mean, it's just really good Pokemon. It just does so much damage. Wolverine actually received a buff this season to Icicle Spear. Icicle Spear still takes the same amount it takes to get to, so it's going to be 5 Powder Snows to get to Icicle Spear every single time. But Icicle Spear does a little bit more damage, so I mean that buff going to help it out a lot. So going to buff it up in the ranks. We'll see, but I mean Wolverine, even when it was nerfed, he still saw it occasionally. I think we'll see it more often now. But that's going to be the SA and B tier for you. Moving on to the other options, we have Wobbuffet. So Wobbuffet could be an interesting Pokemon with counter, Beaver Coat, and return. Really tanky. Vigoroth, we all know Vigoroth, right? Unfortunately, well, maybe not unfortunately, but Vigoroth did not receive another ground move to replace the ground move it has, because Bulldoze is not really a good move. Like, it didn't get Drill Run like Sandslash did. But still, Vigoroth is still really good. Really spammy. Pidgeot, another great flying type. I do think Noctowl is better, but Pidgeot is really good. Umbreon, super tanky, super strong. A lot of Pokemon, I guess in the top meta, can answer it, like Registeel and the Fighters. But still, I mean, really strong Pokemon, really bulky, really powerful. Cresselia is another pretty decent one. We have Jellicent. Of course, Jellicent received Surf last season, so not a bad Pokemon, pretty strong as well. Mantine received that wing attack buff. Gliscor is interesting because Gliscor now has to watch out for that Wolverine if Wolverine is going to be pretty common. I still think Gliscor is good, but it has to watch out for that. Has to possibly watch out for the Weather Balls from Pelipper. Has to watch out, yeah, obviously, it has to watch out for a lot of things. The Swampert, the Lantern. I mean, those Pokemon were still common last season, but still, I still think Gliscor is good. It also has to watch out for Alolan Sandslash, though. Alolan Sandslash, OMG. So, Alolan Sandslash was pretty good. It's better now because it has Drill Run, and that matters because Bulldoze is just such a bad move. So now it's that much better with Drill Run. So it's going to be really good. I'm really interested to see a lot of people use it. Probably a Pokemon I want to try out as well. So, it's going to be really strong. Probably why maybe Noctowl takes a little bit of a back seat, but Noctowl's still really good. But yeah, I mean, yeah, just such a great Pokemon. And then we have Alola Ninetales with Charm of Powder Snow, the Shadow variant I really like. Dewgong, let's go. Dewgong received Drill Run this season. So, at least it has play against the Steel types. Before, it was walled against Steel types, but now it's going to have play against them because it can hit them for super effective damage. You know, you're still going to like lose like Registeel with Zap Cannon, Focus Blast, and things like that, but at least you can hit them for super effective damage. And then the last up, we have Trevenant. So Trevenant, I still think will be relevant, but it's definitely taking a back seat this season, and I think that's a great change. I think that's a great change for the meta. So that's going to be the Great League for you. Let's go ahead and move on to the solid team options. So for the first team, I hit Legend with this team a couple seasons ago. Going to be Pelipper with Double Steel, Registeel, and Galarian Stunfisk. So of course the back line weak to fighting. Pelipper as well against fighting. This team generally would struggle against Trevenant as well, but now you don't really have to worry about Trevenant. I mean, I still think you'll see it, but not as often. So, yeah, I think a powerful team. Definitely probably try that team. Next up, we have Double Mud Boys with Quagsire and Wishcash and Noctowl in the lead. So, looking really good. Excuse me. Looking really good. So, obviously, the backline is weak to grass. If you happen to run into a grass like Venusaur or Trevenant. If you happen to see those, Noctowl's going to do well against those Pokemon. But the back line is just going to do... I think it's going to do really well. I mean, you don't have to watch it. I mean, against Registeel, against Galarian Stunfisk, you're going to be doing super effective damage against Bastiodon. I think it's really good. If you happen to run into Flyers, you do have the Stone Edge, you do have the Blizzard, so you do have play against those. Yeah, looking really good, and then next up we have a team that was really, really good last season, which is going to be Lantern, Medicham, and Noctowl. Again, because Trevenant was nerfed, I think this team is still going to be really good, or maybe even better this season, because you don't have to watch out, because this team is ABA weak to that Trevenant. But now, if you don't see Trevenant as often, not really going to have to worry about it too much. But yeah, I mean, still a great team, still solid. Definitely see that team. Next up, we have double fighters with Medicham and Machamp. Shadow Machamp probably go to Shadow 1 with Galarian Stunfisk in the lead, so the backline going to be weak to Charm, right? And then Galarian Stunfisk going to be doing well, or Registeel, whichever one you prefer, going to be doing well against that. And then next up, we have Medicham, and then we have Double Water with Walrein and Swampert. So I think Walrein is a pretty good save swap in this meta. So, yeah, I mean, looking really strong. And then the final team is going to be Shadow Quagsire, or the regular one, but I like the Shadow one, with Sableye as a great save swap, and Altaria. So, kind of similar to the OG team. What was it? It was like Swampert with Sableye and Skarmory. So, a little bit similar to that, a little bit different. But going to be interesting to see how that team works. But let me know what team you plan on trying out. What new Pokemon do you plan on trying out? I definitely am going to be trying out the Quagsire and Wishcash with the new buffs, to Mudbomb. I do want to try out Alolan Sandslash. I think that's going to be a pretty good Pokemon as well. But let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.